Okay, let's talk about die cuts because this was very confusing for me when I first started crafting. And let's also talk about these amazing die cut holders. They're magnetic, so you can put your die cuts on them. I found this on some tutorial that I watched, but I also want to show you, this is a brand new batch of die cuts that I just got. And I heard about people using them and I started buying them, but I still had no clue what I was doing with them. I didn't know you needed a machine, so I was just buying these and then couldn't figure out how to make them work. The other thing was they kind of come like this, and this is a set I bought off of Amazon because I wanted to cut frames in my mini albums, and I saw people doing them with razors and blades, and they just kind of measure it and do it, and you know, I'm just not that handy. So when you get your die cuts, they're gonna have these little, I'll bring it up close, they have these like little pieces holding them all together, and you need to break them apart, which I didn't know. And I don't know, I'm sure there's like a really cool tool. I have this humongous thing here. This was my mother-in-law's, so it means a lot to me. My husband brought it over to me and said, a gift from my mom, who sadly has passed. But maybe start with the bigger ones. But I find like if you just twist them, they kind of come loose. But then I do like to remove these little pieces. So I just kind of do that, and it kind of just pops right off. So I remove those, and I'm going to do that for all of these here, and then I will put them on these here, and you could use both sides. Clearly, I have ink all over, but this I think will be helpful for anybody using die cuts. I do want to show you, like I said, I started buying them before I even knew what to do with them, and I didn't know that you were supposed to pull them apart. And another dilemma I had, like this here has not yet been pulled apart. I have others in here. I have so many I've never used, but I'll see something when I'm scrolling and I impulse buy, especially if it's late and I can't sleep, and I decide, oh, that would be something cute to make. So I can honestly tell you, maybe I've used 15% of what I have here. Another thing that I had problems with was that, and you can see like this one here, the whole thing needs to be pulled apart. It's all still together. I've never used it, but something from my daughter. But another problem I was having is you have these die cuts. Oh, and then you could see here, sometimes you get these and they have stamps that go with them. So I'm still trying to sort out what to do with my stamps, which I have also decided I don't love. Whatever it is, maybe me, and I bought all these different gadgets. Let me tell you, you put something out there, I'm going to buy it. They don't always seem to work for me, so I'm still watching videos on how to get the perfect print, but I have it with the die cut. And one of the things that I started realizing is that I didn't know what to do with a lot of these. Now this here, these are stamps, but let's see, this, okay, so here, this is, I just saw it, this die cut right here is the image that was with this. So what I decided I was going to do is I'm just going to, and sorry, I am an accountant, and as much as everything may be a mess, I like my lines to match up, which is why I think I really prefer to make things like the mini albums, because it's straight lines as opposed to things like the junk journals where they may not be as precise. So, but this here I think is going to help me to figure out what all these die cuts are, I'll stick that in there. But also with my stamps, I have all these stamps, and I just saw this. This is sending big hugs. So I'm going to stick this with the die cut. So I just remember this is happy birthday. And sometimes I get them and I'm just not even sure what to do with them. Like this goes with this set here. Happy Meowlidays, you are perfect. I have six cats currently. So yeah, so we have a lot of cats. But this goes with this, and I want to show you something else. Hang on. Okay, I was trying to find some of these die cuts that I had done, but I can't locate them. I did find some others, but like this is a lot of work. I don't even know how to tell you, but you know, if you do the die cuts with all these little bitty circles, you know, first off, you're putting a different color in and running it through, and then you've got these tiny little circles and you're trying to glue them on and stick them. And also, this took me forever after I cut all the pieces, figuring out what was what piece and then putting it together. I was just like, yeah, I don't know if this is totally for me. So we'll see. But I did find out about some other tools you can use when you do die cuts. Okay, I don't know if you knew this. I certainly didn't when I was starting, but I would do these, like here, you are the best, this die cut, or the happy birthday. And I would do that and then trying to figure out how to put the glue in and get it down. And then I found out there's these things you can buy. This is from scrapbook.com, double-sided adhesive sheets. You could buy this, do your die cut, and then it sticks down. I also, this was an Ollie's find. I didn't even realize this. These are adhesive sheets. So you can do your die cuts on here and they already have the backing. Now, I will say these don't stay down as well as this will. At least that's what I found. So I found I might still want to add a little bit of glue. But this was pretty cool. I didn't even realize this when I bought it, that it was an adhesive. And I'm also going to show you the machine that I got. I think I got it on like Prime Day on Amazon. Hang on one second. Okay, this is the machine I got. It says Find Scrap Blooms. And you'll see I have little pieces of tape. And this is like painter's tape, I think. And I just keep it here because when you're putting your stuff in, you want to hold it down. And it comes with these pieces here. So it's got the bottom, it's got 5mm and 3mm. And you can see there's all these cuts. And when that first happened, I thought I broke it or did something wrong. And you use different sizes based on what you're doing. Let me show you a sample with this here. So this is Sending Big Hugs. And I don't know if you could see this. There's two pieces for this because there's an outside and an inside piece. So you want to, I'm going to do this self-adhesive paper. I'll do Sending. Here, I'll do yellow and blue. And I'm going to put the Sending on here. I'm just going to stick a little piece of tape there. And I'm also going to cut this. Hang on. I didn't think I'd be doing all of this, but here. So I'm going to do the Sending. And this is also the Sending piece. So I'm going to stick that down, and this is the cut side down. We're going to, let's just tape that on real quick. And you don't want to waste this paper because it is the adhesive paper, so it's kind of cool, actually. And I'm going to cut this. Oops, that's pretty close. Let's bring that up. Okay, nope, that's not going to work. Let's bring that down. Oopsies. Okay, I'm really cutting it close there. And because it's a die cut, you put the 5mm on the bottom, You use the 2 3mm when you have the, oh my gosh, they're like the pockets. I can't think of what they're called. Okay. So I'm going to stick these down. I'll think of what it is. Whoops. Put that in. And then here's another thing. I thought I was breaking it because you're going to hear it like crack. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, so that just sounded like it was cracking. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay. So now I've got the 2 pieces here. So I'm going to take this, and I also see it just, I don't know if it's the brand, but I've got the sending there, and also the other sending. And you've got this. I'm just going to take these off. And I have to go get another tool. I'm going to do a whole other one on all the tools I bought that either I thought I needed and found out I didn't, but hang on, let's get this other tool. Okay, I think this is called a pokey tool. It's just got a straight edge. And you'll see in all the die cuts, they have these little holes, and that's to poke through. Some of the pieces come out, but it's also to get this off the die cut. You can see little things popping out. All of this was just brand new to me. Like I said, I am very new to all of this, and it just came from late night scrolling because I wanted to steer clear of things that were going on in the world that I couldn't control. So here, that's the sending piece there. And I'm going to pull the other one out, which, so we've got this here, and then this is going to lay, let's get that little piece off. This is going to lay right on top. You could see that. It's really cool. Oh, I remember there was a little circle. I see the circle. So, and you could kind of move these. Okay, the backing did come off of this. And here, if I can get it, and I think there's a little tool for this thing as well. Okay, that just came off, so now it should be sticky. I think I'm still figuring out tools, and I keep impulsively buying stuff and then either realizing I don't need it or I wish I had it sooner. So now you can see, so it's the 2 pieces. Now, is it stuck? Now, the backing's still on this one. So you could see that is so cool looking. Actually, no, it did come off. Dang it. I'll have to stick this on something, or what I'll do is I'll just use glue on the back since the adhesive is going to get off. But that is, I learned so much about die cuts that I really did not know. I just got into this blindly, first by buying things. I think I was buying them at Dollar Tree because they looked cool, and then realizing I can't do anything with it unless I have a tool, or maybe there is a way. I'm sure there's some thrifty people that have figured out a way to do it without the tool, but I'm a little too lazy for that. And just a word of caution to any of you, if you think you're going to get into crafting to save money, don't. You're not going to save money by making stuff. It would be so much cheaper for me to run to the dollar store and buy a card or go to Five Below or wherever else to get something. The time, energy, and tools needed to make this, it's purely a labor of love. And if I get to sell some, I do that because it relaxes me, and I just have so much of the stuff around the house that I end up selling it. But that's besides the point. This was a little thing on die cuts today. I hope you enjoyed it.